Welcome back to One Punch Man Anime Review, special number 16. This time I'm reviewing the 109th chapter, Fake. Yeah, that's what they call this chapter. The cover has Terrible Twister in a sexy pose. They're thinking, Terrible Twister's a little girl. No, she's actually older than she looks. Now, as far as I know, the writer one has never explained this. Or how in the world that Hellish Buzzard, who looks like could be her older sister, is actually the younger one, has by far never been explained. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Terrible Twister, she looks like a woman. I mean, the way she's drawn here, despite the fact she's shorter and probably a smaller chest, don't need to talk about that. She looks like probably in her mid to late 20s, while in the case of Hellish Buzzard, she definitely does look like she's in her mid 20s. Chapter starts off with this eye guy basically seeing that the Orochi is dead. We see Saitama for like one page. He crushes the thing. It's like, huh? Is it a bug? And like, who is this bald man? Never seen before. And I should point out that that's the last you see of Saitama the whole chapter. And then you have several pages of the beautiful, terrible Twister. And she's doing sexy poses the whole chapter. Yeah, she's fighting the second command of the Monster Association. She's beating the living crap out of him. Yeah, she's basically causing the bleed from his Cyclops-style eye, crushing him. And she's like, come on, say, I want to talk directly in person. Come on, say it. And then she just blasted. A direct hit. And of course we see a beautiful. I gotta hand it to the artist. There's an elegant and not choosing recyclability. Who taught you how to do that? And apparently pulls some guy out of a monster suit. Apparently this one-eyed guy who's technically in command of the Monster Association is a guy in a suit. Okay? Says, aren't you Furuki's friend? And then you see Hellish Buzzard just basically stop walking. She's walking with Silver Fang and his brother. Like she's worried to come across someone with tremendous amount of power. And I gotta hand it to one basically making Silver Fang thinking about this. Like, Gurner's not the only one who has to watch out for. It's like, okay. King, of course, Silver Fang's brother. Like, roar about King being strong. We see a brief flash of them, and that's the last see of that group. The rest of the chapter is all focused on King. And he just wandering around. And he comes across the kid who was taken hostage, though I should point out this kid was rescued by the Child Emperor back in chapter 99. So, as what the heck he's doing here, no idea. Though this is not actually him, as revealed. Nope. He's like, I really like King, I want to hug you. And of course he does this glare. He's done this once in the series. He just back in his debut, he just glares at somebody. Like, what's the battle stance? Better get me. If not hero. And it turns out, nope, it's not the hostage kid. It's some blob guy. Turns to Doug, is like, huh? What's this? This is terrifying. I need to find Saitama. And that's how the chapter ends. With him just staring at this pile of goo. Yeah, he just stares at his creature. Apparently, he stares at the thing so much so that it turns to a puddle of goo. Excuse me, and that's it. I gotta say, this is the way this chapter feels. It feels as like it's an aftermath of the arc. Well, aftermath of a big fight, while progressing the thing forward. I at least like the fact that Saitama was in the chapter, though he was only there for like one freaking page. Though the scene he was in was only 2 pages anyways. Terrible Twister was there for 5 pages. I counted. She was there for 5 pages. And you have 3 pages of Terrible Twister, and then like the rest of the chapters all focused on King. Now, this character don't see much focus anyways. Or he just, like I said, just walks around, comes across like the hostage kid, that's what he refers to him as, and finds out just by looking at him, nope, he's not this guy. He turns into a pile of goo just by staring at him with a really bad looking glare. And it's like, oh, this is terrifying. Gotta find Saitama. Yep. So, yes, this chapter does feel as though this arc is progressing forward. It doesn't feel like a step back from the last chapter. No, not necessarily. It does progress the story forward. I do appreciate that. Storytelling wise, yes, it does progress it forward. It feels as though kind of like halfway point of the chapter, but at least got good writing in. The artwork is fantastic for this particular chapter. I'm going to give this chapter roughly a 9 out of 10. It's not exactly a slice up down from last week's chapter, but at least it got a lot of screen time for a lot of the characters I personally like. The only character who's a regular character who's not technically in this chapter is Genos. Yeah, he's surprisingly absent. I mean, he was there a couple of chapters back. Here, he's just nowhere to be seen at all. But that's basically the way it is when it comes to this particular chapter. So yeah, that's particularly it for this particular review. I have one more review planned for today. Let's review the newest chapter of Gintama. Okay? But see you next review. Bye.